Hey everyone, my name is Anna Fennelson. I'm the youth ministry worker here at MAC, and we had the privilege and opportunity to send our first ever junior high missions trip team to Salem, Oregon over spring break. During this trip, our team of 8 students got to serve a variety of different people from a variety of different life experiences, including refugee families, families experiencing homelessness, and people experiencing food insecurity. And the really cool thing about this trip is we specifically titled it a leadership and missions trip, because not only did these students get to serve alongside one another, but they also got to discover how God has gifted them to use their gifts to advance His kingdom today at their age they're at right now. On this trip, we charged our students with 4 goals. We asked throughout the week that they would be present, be curious, be themselves, and be all in. And hopefully, as you're about to hear some of their stories and what they took away from the trip, you'll see these 4 goals come to life.
Even though we're not adults and we can't do huge things, we can still make a really big difference in other people's lives. My name's Addie. I am in 7th grade and I go to Lolo Middle School.
I'm Brian. I'm in 8th grade and I go to Meadow Hill Middle School.
My name is Cole Aculio. I'm in 8th grade and I go to Hellgate Elementary.
My name is Darlene. I go to Porter. I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Izzy Martinez and I'm in 8th grade and I go to Valley Christian.
My name is Jocelyn Simpson. I'm in 7th grade and I go to Valley Christian School.
I'm Joshua Gum. I am 14 years old and I go to Lolo Middle School.
I'm Oliver. I go to Hellgate and I'm in 8th grade.
So I think one of the most impactful stories, or one of the things on the trip, was we went to IPG, or International Prayer Group, where basically people from different cultures come in and they can pray and worship in their own language. And I thought it was really cool to see how upbeat and lively the worship was. People were dancing, singing, people had tambourines and were clapping. It was just really upbeat, and a lot more than most churches I've been to or seen. I mean, I know here we all stand up and sing, but these people were dancing and having the best time ever.
Probably the most impactful thing that happened on this trip was probably the IPG group, which was International Prayer Gathering, and working with the elementary kids. And I think the most impactful thing to me was how some of the boys there didn't have dads to really know how to interact around other people. And I feel it was hard but fun to watch them try to interact with people. And I felt fortunate to work with them and make them feel valued in a way.
Salem for Refugees is an organization that helps people who are no longer refugees find homes, gets them started, gets them jobs so they can, get food and all that kind of thing. And they introduce them to communities. And while we were there, there's these two gentlemen that were going to be moving into a house. And the people who were just teaching us and giving us a tour, they let us pick out furniture and stuff to put in the house and furnish it. We split off into teams and we had different things, and me and Addie, we did miscellaneous. So we had fun just jumping around, looking for random stuff. The impact of knowing that I helped somebody, feel at home and find their place is just, makes me really happy, and I want to do it again.
Marion Polk Food Share is a non-profit organization, and they help the homeless and do Meals on Wheels. When you take the time to work in that a community, can do a lot of things, especially if at the Marion Polk Food Share, where there's over 200 volunteers every week to take the time and help, because it'll improve your ethics and morals, and use that in a lot of areas of life, just taking the time to work hard and do something right. I think we moved fertilizer or something into fields. I thought it was cool because that's supplying all the work we did there. It's impactful because you're helping a lot of people by doing that, just by that little amount of work, just because that field will be able to grow many crops.
God taught me to get out of my comfort zone, to do things that I wouldn't think I can do. Like even though I didn't know anyone, or I've never met them, but I can still, like, he told me to still do it, even though I didn't have my friends with me or whoever who spoke the same language as me.
So Church of the Park was basically like this homeless shelter, and they had a lot of, it was almost like a warehouse they had where they had donations, and we also got to help there and organize them. And they provide like showers and housing. They wanted to start a community garden, and so they split us into groups to work in where the donations were at, and where outside in the courtyard where they were building them. And I thought it was really cool that they were so involved in the community that they wanted to start a garden.
During that time, we got to do crafts with the little kids, and we got to play games with them.
I got to help kids and help with clothes that they use, and just playing with the kids and knowing them, learning about them and what they are going through.
And during the end, I was playing a game with this little girl and another little boy. We were playing hide and go seek tag, and I remember them asking if we'd ever come back when we were leaving, and I remember that being really hard, because I realized that we made a really big impact in their life during when we were there just playing with them. So, and I just realized how even though we're not adults and we can't do huge things, we can still make a really big difference in other people's lives.
God taught me that no matter where we are, He's always working. I realized this because I saw the kids at Church at the Park and how they were experiencing homelessness and going through really rough times. And I realized that even though they're going through really rough times right now, that God has a plan for them and that it'll work out for them in the end.
As I've reflected on this trip, I was just so blown away at how well this team of students cared for one another, as well as the seriousness they brought into each service opportunity, and just how they loved everyone that they served so well. My hope is that as these students have returned home, that they would remember the things they learned on this trip so that they can apply them to their day-to-day lives and really learn how God wants to use them and to advance His kingdom today. As a church family, I just wanted to say thank you so much for how you've supported these students. Whether it was with their fundraising goals or praying for them or asking them about how their trip went, you were an integral piece in the success of this trip. And I'm so excited to see how God will continue to use this trip in the years to come.